Hi, and today is a follow-up episode, and we have Cindy back. And if you remember, Cindy had had a hip replacement and had a hysterectomy, and her back and her neck were just really tight and bothering her. And what we found is that just so the movement, getting the area where she had the surgery to work together better just helped everything relax. And so we were going to follow up today and just check in and make sure everything was still good and if there's a little tweaks to do. But Cindy had something that happened to her since we've seen her last. And what did you do?
Well, I fell down a flight of stairs and I cut my EPL tendon, which is the tendon that goes to the thumb and gives you that little joint movement there.
And she also fell on her head. Right. Has some staples there and who knows what else. So we're going to recheck to see how her hip and lower back and neck are doing, but we're also going to see what may also be some collateral damage from the fall. So
lots of material to work with.
Well, we'll see what all is going on. So let's just see how your balance is hanging in there. And we're just gonna go from side to side and turning. Okay, that's not so even. We got more to the left, from the left to the right than from the right to the left. And sit down, let's see how that's going. Or not. Like you get over to the left and you just stay there. So let's see, turning. Not so much. So I gotta think that falling on your head and maybe a shoulder has just kind of jammed up your core just a little bit. Why don't you lay down on your back and let's see how everything is connecting in. And if we need to support your arm, just let me know. All right, let's see. Do legs move? So far, so good. Oh, the one with the hip replacement's doing really great. So that's good. Okay, let's see about your core. Could be a little better. And okay, and some shoulders, because this will affect your neck. Okay, nothing moving. Oh my goodness, nothing's moving up there, and your head is not moving either. Whoa. I'm not even going to have you go on your stomach. There's just so many things to check, or it's room for improvement, just like this. But I think because of your arm, let's roll you onto your side that way. And I'm going to give you a pillow for your head so your neck's not so stressed. And let's just see how shoulder, core. We like that to be moving, and we like this to be moving, and that is not. So something between upper and lower half of your core is just not really connected together. So it's almost like if there's two parts, they got twisted off center from each other.
It makes sense.
And it's like whatever happened with this hand, I would venture to guess the shoulder somehow got involved. So let's get a little movement happening back here. And I'm just going to hold this so that you're not having to support it. And there we go. Okay, so as your whole side is moving better, this is moving away from the right leg. So we should be getting better movement on the right side, even though we're not working on it. But we're going to check it to make sure. And so again, we're just using a little rocking, little stretches to help her muscles reorganize, regroup, and the stretch kind of seals in the new relationship. And then she should be one step closer to back to normal. And let's get your... So the other thing is, with your head being supported and me moving your shoulder, your neck is getting some movement back without actually having to move your head. I always say there's two ways to open a jar. Turn the lid or turn the jar. So, there. All right, tell you what, roll back on your back, and let's just see where that leaves us from getting that side, because it seems like the left side was a little bit more affected. So that's better. That's better. And I'm going to get rid of the pillow for a minute. Okay, your head's starting to move, but it's like halfway. Everything to the right moves, not to the left. So how about, can you sit up? And I'm just going to flip you around the other way. Yeah, same thing on your side. So turn that way. Okay, is your arm okay?
Yeah.
All right. So let's see what's going on between shoulder and hip. Okay, same thing. It's just like the upper half and the lower half are going 2 different directions. So we're gonna, which one moves better? Because that's what we want to start with. Shoulder and hip. They both move a little bit different, but they both move. So I think we'll just kind of try to get them to meet in the middle. So you've got 2 of the most common physical traumas to disrupt movement. You had surgeries, and now you had an injury, falling. Falling is kind of the most common thing, whether it's slipping on ice or falling downstairs.
Both hurt.
Yes. And sometimes you think you get back to normal, but you lose your sense of what normal is. There. Okay, that's better. And arm I'm going to put on the side because it feels like just right in the middle that it just wasn't freeing up and was still a little twisted. So do you have any sense of with your head if you landed like on it or just bumped it?
Well, I was bouncing around on the stairs going down, so I think I landed on the floor on the left side of my head.
Oh, kind of like how you are right now.
Kind of how I am now. Yeah,
Okay.
Actually, pretty much in this position.
Oh, all right. Back to the scene of the crime. So the other thing that we are going to take a look at, but in a separate episode, is with your hand and wrist and all the fun they had putting that back together, and see where you are with that recovery and how we can actually support that. It's going to be a very different type of work because we're not going to be working on big giant movements. It's going to be very little things that are supporting it. There. All right. Okay, I am going to hold on to underneath your head just a little bit because I think we need to get your shoulder and your head matching up a little better. And so I'm going to move your shoulder and just kind of, as your head feels like it's able to move, we're going to try to match them up. I'm not going to force your head in any particular direction, but now it's coming back. Good. And if it bounced around, the muscles between the left and right side, the front and the back, all the angles in between, they get a little stunned, and they're small muscles, and they really lose their relationship on how they team up to control your head movement in different directions, and so they just sort of shut down, and everything is a little rigid and stiff, which would give you neck aches, and you always have neck aches. Mm-hmm. There. Okay. Put your feet over the edge. I'm going to, hold on. We're going to connect your head and shoulders. You're going to end up sitting up. And I'm not going to force anything, but I think your core, everything's going to come together. So, whoops. Not quite. Nope, not quite again. Okay, so I'm going to support a little bit better in your core. So it's almost like a snake coming up. There you go. So you didn't have to use that much effort with that. So I am going to just take you a little bit to the right, and I want to make sure that your head and core, oh, they're not so good with that side. Let's practice this side again. There we go. And 3 is always a charm. So I'm stabilizing in your core and helping your head connect up to the whole part of your body so it flows both ways. There we go. Okay, so there. So what we want is, if you think of an accordion, that if you take it this way or if you take it this way, that one side compresses and one side gets longer, and that they alternate And that happens both in your core and in your neck when you go from side to side. So just trying to get that unstuck and paired up so that they've got that reciprocal relationship. So let's see if you turn now. That feels pretty good. So which way is easier for you? Let's recheck some of the things that we started with. Legs. That one's moving. The left one, the right one. Very nice. Much better movement through the hips and some movement in the middle now. And hopefully we've got your shoulders so they move. Yes. They're not a brick anymore. Okay, and head is moving left and right, turning right and left, and tipping back and coming forward. Very nice. Okay, I want to make sure that you are centered, so we're going to take an arm and a leg. I'm going to roll you toward me. Okay, that's a little bit, as long as, okay, so because of the arm, we're going to do that differently. So just so we know that they match, I'm going to hold at your shoulder. Mm-hmm. Great. And then we're going to do the other side. All right. I think they match.
Felt pretty good.
Okay, sit up. So this we already know was pretty good, but let's just double check it. Very nice. And why don't you stand up? Hopefully you're standing straighter. Your zipper is on an angle. Oh. Okay, that's way more even. It's like left and right are more matched. And let's see about forward and back. There. Okay. I think we got you a little bit put back together and evened out. So hopefully your neck will be a little looser. And until this is really healed all the way, it's going to impact your shoulder and your neck on that side. So there's still going to be some restriction and some imbalance until that's really working a lot better. Mm-hmm. But thanks for coming back again. And I'm sorry
thanks for fixing it.
Yeah, like it's too, we wanted to have this lovely story about how you're doing so much better, and we could check and make sure everything was all great and balanced. But you know, this is life. Things happen. And so it's good that we were able to match you back up and get you back out there. So again, if you like this episode, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Yes, I love it. And be sure to come back for other interesting episodes. And maybe with Cindy. Yes, there will be one with Cindy. Check in to see what we do with her thumb. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.